The Quad grouping has issued a veiled rebuke to China, saying it continues to harbour serious concerns over recent altercations in the South China Sea. Beijing has hit back, accusing the group, comprising ministers from the US, India, Japan and Australia, of deliberately inciting confrontation that undermines mutual trust and regional cooperation. Leaders met with Japanese Prime Minister, Fumio Kishida in Tokyo, where they earlier issued a joint statement calling for a free and open Indo-Pacific. US Secretary of State Antony Blinken reaffirmed Washington's commitment to the region.
This is a moment of unprecedented strategic alignment among our four countries. We have four countries that are united by a shared vision for a free and open, connected, a secure, a prosperous, resilient Indo-Pacific region. That means, simply put, that problems are dealt with openly, rules are reached transparently, applied fairly, that goods, that ideas, that people will flow freely and lawfully across land, across cyberspace, the open seas.
Indian Foreign Affairs Minister S. J. Shankar and Australian counterpart Penny Wong also echoed Mr. Blinken's sentiments, reaffirming the Quad's shared goal of developing prosperity in the region.
Now we have conflicts in Gaza, Ukraine.
Washington and Tokyo earlier held talks on the sidelines focusing on upgrading bilateral security ties, including the establishment of new Japanese military headquarters by 2025. The two allies labelled China the greatest strategic challenge facing the region. Beijing, in response, is warning the pair to, quote, stop creating imaginary enemies.
日美的联合声明罔顾事实 颠倒黑白，恶意的攻击中国的对外政策，粗暴的干涉中国内政，在涉海问题上对中国进行恶意攻击抹黑，对中国正常的军事发展和国防政策说三道四。
The group also discussed long-standing security issues, including the war in the Middle East, cybersecurity, and North Korea's nuclear program. The meeting marks the first of such foreign ministerial talks since September last year. CNA's Michiyo Ishida tells us more.
Japanese Foreign Minister Yoko Kamikawa outlined key agreements reached at the Quad meeting on Monday. The first being to lay out specific measures to protect the maritime rules-based order. It's in the back of what the foreign minister said were unilateral actions that sought to change the status quo by force or coercion in the South and East China Seas. In the joint statement, the foreign minister did not mention China, which has been increasingly assertive in maritime dispute. But they condemned North Korea for destabilizing the region with its ballistic missile test, as well as Russia's invasion of Ukraine. They also spoke about the need to prevent the Middle East conflict from escalating and discussed the Myanmar crisis.
国際秩序が挑戦にさらされる中にありまして、自由民主主義といった価値を共有する日米豪印の4カ国が法の支配に基づく自由で開かれたインド太平洋の実現に向けて協力をしていくということがますます重要となっております。
At the meeting, the foreign ministers discussed initiatives to maintain a free and open maritime order. These include working with Pacific Island nations to enhance regional maritime domain awareness through satellite data, training, and capacity building. Other areas touched on included enhancing cybersecurity in the Indo-Pacific, the finalization of standard operating procedures for disaster relief, and the equal participation of girls and women in the prevention and resolution of conflicts. Combined, the Quad has a population of nearly 2 billion and a combined GDP of nearly $35 trillion US. India will host the next Quad Leaders Summit later this year. Michiyo, Ishida, CNA, Tokyo.